Hello, welcome back. We are on lesson 48. So happy that you're joining with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
This lesson is entitled, There is Nothing to Fear. We're done, that's it. It's short and sweet. Here we go. The idea for today simply states a fact. It is not a fact to those who believe in illusions, but illusions are not facts. In truth, there is nothing to fear. It is very easy to recognize this, but it is very difficult to recognize it for those who want illusions to be true. Today's practice periods will be very short, very simple, and very frequent. Merely repeat the idea in its original form as often as possible. There is nothing to fear. You can use it with your eyes open at any time and in any situation. It is strongly recommended, however, that you take a minute or so, whenever possible, to close your eyes and repeat the idea slowly to yourself several times. It is particularly important that you use the idea immediately should anything disturb your peace of mind. Again, he says, the presence of fear is a sure sign that you are trusting in your own strength.
Can you read that again, that sentence?
The presence of fear is a sure sign that you are trusting in your own strength, the mythical me or ego strength.
Right. So it's. Can we just stop there? Because when I first began the lessons, I just took it to be fear is fear.
Mhm.
I didn't realize that my need to control people, kids, outcomes, my parents, whatever, was also fear. You know what I'm saying? So what he's speaking about when he says the presence of fear, he's also talking about what comes under the umbrella of fear. Would you agree, sis?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, so can we talk about what else? Give some practical examples of, I mean, what would they be? Would be the presence of physical pain?
Sure. I mean, anything that ignites an incentive to try and save one's self or one's loved ones or one's bank account or one's property, right? Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and even this is even the spiritual path, I find, even the spiritual ego will hijack the awakening process and draw us into fear. Sickness isn't real. I know this is in my mind, and yet how do I get rid of it? Okay, I've got to, I'm responsible for healing this in my mind. And so now I'm fearful again because I don't know enough. It doesn't work all the time. I might not get it right. That's still trusting in your own strength. I mean, we really have to surrender across the board that the correction is not mythical me, spiritualized or not, within its realm of ability or control.
Wow. So that means that if I have fear, if I have concern, or if I have judgment, that I may not be doing the lessons properly,
Mm.
or I'm not as vigilant as I should be, then that means I'm trusting in the ego again,
Right.
right? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. That's why we need to forgive ourselves for that, right? Thank
Right.
you.
Yes. So the presence of fear is a sure sign that you are trusting in your own strength. The awareness that there is nothing to fear shows that somewhere in your mind, not necessarily in a place which you recognize as yet, you have remembered God and let his strength take the place of yours. The awareness that there's nothing to fear shows that you have remembered God and let his strength take the place of yours. The instant you are willing to do this, there is indeed nothing to fear.
Perfect. Perfect.
Because there's no fear in God's will, right, sis?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And we've got some supportive material here if you'd like,
Mhm.
if you feel guided to follow up. There is the End of Fear guided meditation. which I think we've included earlier in the lessons, but still it's something that can be done every day. It's so, so helpful. The end of fear meditation, you will see the link to that at the end of this video. And there's also a blog post. Well, there's quite a few, but one blog post which is probably helpful. It's called Suffering is Not God's Will. And there'll be a link to that at the end of the video too. Because I mean, a lot of what we fear, until we really transfer our trust from the ego's fear to the holy self's love, right, is we fear God's will. That's because through the ego, we still believe that God demands sacrifice of us, that he brings us lessons, tough lessons. And that's so far from the truth. He never brings us harsh, hard lessons. God never brings suffering. Anyway, that blog post speaks to that. So you may be interested to tap into that, right?
Yes, and those of us who've worked with the guided meditation, the end of fear meditation, it's beautiful. You just lay back with your headphones or on a walk or when you're confronted with something. It's really good. It just brings everything back into clarity and closes this, takes you from this mythical me and the problem back into a felt state of this. It's so powerful. So I encourage you guys to download that to your computer, download it to your smartphone, and keep it handy. Those who have worked with it consistently are rave reviews. So thank you, sis, for doing that for us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So that concludes our lesson, right?
Lesson 48. There is nothing to fear. Nothing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah.
Bye.